this is my friend Casey. If you pay attention to our website and some of our videos that we've done in the past, we've actually had Casey come in, and she's our wedding photographer extraordinaire that we like to work with. We like to completely believe in collaboration. So we collaborate with Casey on the whole wedding photography side, because I like to tell people we don't do photos. So it's a lot easier if we have somebody to come in and do it for us. So let me introduce Casey. I actually met Casey a couple years ago. I think we did the Amazing Wedding Race, right? And so we kind of connected and kept in touch. And so how I originally met Casey, she was one of the owners of Pure Bridal in Ames. And then she has now since left Pure Bridal. Her sister still runs it, but she is 100% the Riverbend Collective.
I am. And I don't do video, so it's a perfect partnership.
Right.
Match made in heaven.
Right, for sure. So why don't you kind of tell us about the Riverbend Collective, like how you came up with the concept, what you're doing with it, and kind of where you want to take it from there.
So like you said, I was originally one of the owners of Pure Bridal up in Ames, which is a bridal store. And in owning that and running that for almost 9 years, I really fell in love with the photography side of it, capturing those pictures, doing those photo shoots, which I mostly use for advertisements. We did national level shoots that were used literally all around the United States.
Right. For what was the name of that group that
Savvy Formal Wear, yeah.
Right.
Me and some of my friends put together these just beautiful shoots, and I really fell in love with the photography side of it. And so in doing that for so long and really getting the pleasure out of actually capturing those moments for brides and for people and just seeing their reaction to the pictures, like that's what I fell in love with. And after 9 years, I realized that I was really just ready to transition over and do what I was truly passionate about, which is more the photography side of things versus just a dress. Because it's so much more like you can have the most beautiful things in the world, but if you don't have a great photographer and a great videographer to capture it, what's the point?
Yeah.
Because the next day you're going to start forgetting those memories already.
Yeah, I have tons of brides now that are like, God, I wish you were around when I got married, because I would have engaged your services.
I hear that literally every day. And I'm actually doing some wedding redos for my friends and different clients who had those photographers who maybe didn't quite know how to actually edit. They just clicked the picture and delivered them. And now they see these pictures that are just beautiful works of art, and they're like, I want something more. And so we're working on it. We're doing some anniversary wedding redos. Okay. It's amazing.
How long have they been married?
They're coming up on 7 years now.
Oh, okay. So it's not like they got married last year and missed out.
No, it's one of those things where photography has really kind of evolved, even over the last 5 years, from just clicking a picture to really using the technology and being able to like Photoshop and just bring out those beautiful colors and just like finesse those little things and making it even more of a work of art versus just a picture.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think a lot of people they're trying to just capture as much of that memory as they can, because they just like, well, this is the age of just sharing, right? People, it's almost kind of like oversharing, right? Like I'm gonna just blast out 50 of my top best pictures, and
the amount of pictures taken in the last year was more than the last pictures taken like previous to the last 5 years ever in history. Yeah. Like it is incredible the amount of pictures that are just taken on a daily basis now. And that's really what people are using to like form those memories now. So that's what I'm like, I want to be part of that. I want to help you. I want to capture not just a picture, but like that feeling, that emotion behind it.
Right. So it's taken you 10 years to get to this part, like this point in your life. But before that, you actually started off in fashion design, correct?
So that's actually where I got my background in Photoshop and Adobe Suites in general. So 10 years ago when I was doing fashion design, I literally was tutoring the classes when I was going to Iowa State on how to do the graphic illustrations and everything completely online and completely on the computer. And so now I'm using a lot of those skills that I learned to actually do my portfolio and do those illustrations on the computer and transferring them over to a photograph and making those pictures really pop.
Yeah. Your pictures are phenomenal. Every time that I see them on Facebook or somebody shares them, I'm like, oh, that's a Casey. That's definitely a Casey picture.
That's not what was necessarily on the back of my camera.
Yeah. Yeah. So we went from fashion design and then you went to New York, right?
Yeah, I did. So I went to New York. I worked for a couple of the top designers in the industry because I thought I wanted to be in fashion design. Yeah. And after working for Couture Remacra, a wedding dress designer, and for Ellie Tahari, another massive designer, I realized that I really liked being closer to the consumer, being closer to the customer, which is what brought me back to Iowa to a wedding dress shop. And because I loved working, again, with those customers and being like hand in hand. Is it a bee? Is it a wasp? I'm not allergic. I'm not scared. Get it.
Okay, let's just pick up. You wanted to get back in touch with the consumers.
Yeah. So I was kind of tired of being so removed from it all and being like 3 steps away from when you're actually working with your people, the people who are like making the world go round, I guess. And coming back to Iowa, that's what I got back into, was actually working with our brides and working with their families and hearing what they had to say. And that's what really kind of brought that passion back out of me. Yeah. Which ultimately is what led me continuing down the path to being a photographer and getting to work with not just them and their family, but all of their extended family, their friends, and really getting to capture those amazing memories of their wedding. And not just the wedding itself, but getting ready for it and those first looks that are not just of the bride and the groom, but also the bridesmaids, the groomsmen, the flower girls, and all of them.
The whole
shebang.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of crazy because it's like one of my first clients that I picked up was Skeffington's when it was just me before like Invictus like blew up, right? And I just remember they just having to go to Skeffington's and just downloading just thousands of images, and a big chunk of it was a lot of the stuff that you had done for them, like the styled shoots and stuff like that.
Hundreds.
So, yeah. No, it was like thousands.
Yeah.
It was like, I think you guys did maybe like 4 or 5, maybe 6 style shoots in 1 year. And it was just like,
I think that, there was 1 year where Matt and I did at least 1 styled shoot every single month.
Yeah.
And some months it was 2. So like over the 10 years we were together, I think Matt and I have delivered over 100 shoots. So that was where my background in photography really started. I had done some in high school and everything, and some in college, just shooting the work that I had done in my portfolio. But doing those shoots where we were not just like helping style the shoots, but we were essentially producing the shoots, styling the models, helping them with their poses, because our models aren't professional models. A few of them are here and there, but most of them are just like
regular Joes
who look good in a tuxedo, and this girl who looked good in a dress, and they don't know each other. So we had to try to create that emotion, which honestly has helped me so much, because how many of like these regular bride and grooms don't know how to show that emotion on camera?
Yeah,
because
PDA.
Like, exactly. They're like, I don't want to kiss. And so you don't have to actually kiss all the time. Like, you can get close enough. And there are these little tricks that I can teach them and help them that create these absolutely beautiful, like, emotional pictures without being uncomfortable.
Intimacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. How to be intimate without being overtly intimate.
One of my favorite little tricks is when I have them going in for like a kiss on the neck or something. Because like a guy is so awkward with that. And so like girls are too, and so they'll go in for it, but instead of giving a kiss, I have them just like blow a raspberry, just the it's hilarious because it gives them that, like, it makes an authentic happy smile, and you get these amazing pictures, and it looks like they're going in for this romantic kiss. Little do you know.
It's really a raspberry.
It's really a raspberry. Every time.
But it's also a great icebreaker, because even though that these are real couples, right, that you that you photograph, they end up just having that tension already there because they're on camera. Everybody seizes up on camera, right?
There's a reason I usually hide behind the camera, because
We made this video the other day about the interview process, because we've had normal conversations with people, and then when they get in front of the camera, they're just kind of like
staring awkwardly into the camera.
I don't know what to say, and I'm like, just freaking talk normal. So but yeah, I mean, like, I can't imagine, like how long it takes for you to kind of like break that ice and then get them to be comfortable. And
we try to just do little jokes along the way, like when instead of having them like do a really serious strict pose, we do like little jokes. Like one of my favorite poses, I'm not sure if I can say this on camera, but I call it the tata warmer. So the lady's essentially like holding the guy's arm in between her tatas, and so like I'll be like, hey, is his elbow cold? And she'll know exactly what that means, and it makes her laugh a little bit already, because like it's just that, like, you're laughing because I'm talking about boobs.
Right. Yeah. So for all you photographers out there that can't break the ice. There you go. You're welcome. So
Ta-ta jokes.
yeah, tata jokes.
Works every time.
That's funny. So you Pure Bridal, the Riverbend.
Yeah.
So when did you officially leave Pure Bridal?
So I officially left Pure Bridal January of this year.
Okay.
But had launched the Riverbend Collective last September.
Okay.
And had started doing like just kind of an overlap. We bought a new house up in just north of Stratford. It's like a 45-minute drive north of Ames, or about an hour north
of the country.
Yeah, the country.
Yeah, the country.
But we have 15 acres, which we have dubbed the Riverbend Oasis because we're right on a riverbend.
Oh, okay.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Okay, that makes sense.
And we're transforming the land into this beautiful, it was a completely virgin land. There was no trails, nothing. So we're making it into this beautiful kind of photography oasis with these amazing trails through it.
Right.
We planted a bunch of wildflowers this year. We're going to be doing sunflowers. We have some pine trees that we're planting that will take a few years to establish, but just pretty much having something all seasons of the year to make it really beautiful in a place that families can come out and not just go on like a photo shoot or take some family pictures, but actually have kind of like an adventure while they're at it.
Yeah, for sure. So this was you and Andrew, right? Your husband.
Yes.
And you guys recently just got married.
Yeah.
Like during COVID, right?
The first week of COVID. It was exciting. So it was April 4th. We were supposed to go out to Zion National Park.
Yeah, that's right.
And COVID had struck March 15th or something.
Yeah, the 17th was when everything got shut down.
Yeah. So we decided, I had been watching it just on Reddit and Imager and seeing what was going on in China, and I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of in the back of my mind, just like hoping we got through the wedding. And about 2 weeks before, when stuff was just going all awry here, I was like, we need to figure something out because like I'm getting nervous with it. We didn't want to travel with his grandparents. And so we decided on the 15th, I think it was, right before everything shut down, that we were going to call the Zion wedding off and we were going to just have it here. And with everything continuing to shut down and everything happening, we ultimately had one of my good friends actually sign the wedding papers for us.
Oh, okay.
And
She was your witness?
Yep, as our officiant, and then we had his brothers as our witnesses.
Okay.
And then on the actual day of our ceremony, we had my 6-year-old daughter perform as our officiant, and it was actually pretty amazing. She did such a good job. I think she did better than me, honestly.
Well, Pia's like 6 going on 60, so...
Yeah, she's like an old woman. She was born an old woman.
Yeah, she's definitely an old soul. And she ain't got no problems telling you about yourself, too.
No.
No, you were so wrong. So...
That girl.
Yeah.
You met her back in the day when she was like 4. Yeah.
4 going on 40. So, I mean, she's sassy. But she's a smart sassy.
Yeah.
So...
She does it with purpose. She speaks her mind, and I have no idea where she gets it.
Yeah.
She stands up for what she believes is right. So I'm all for it.
Yeah, for sure. So you guys got married in April, and then you guys, if I remember correctly, you told me that you guys are just going to have like a reception sometime next year.
Yep, we were going to do it in this October, but then again, with everything going on, we pushed out one more time just because we were like, we don't want to risk everything going on. We don't want to risk our grandparents and stuff. And honestly, for us, it was more about getting married than a party about it. We just wanted to be together and start a family, which we're doing.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, Kayse is having a baby, and it's due in March, I believe.
Next March. We're super excited for it. But
yeah.
So that's another reason why we pushed it out. We're like, I want to have fun at our reception. So we're just gonna push that out one more time, but we're super excited for it. And he's doing such a great job on helping our oasis just develop into what it is becoming, and planting trees and planting flowers. Yeah. He's the one who got like 30 pounds of wildflower seeds and went and tilled up this huge area. Oh, wow. He goes ham.
Yeah, Andrew is a boss.
He never stops.
Yeah, he never stops. That dude's got like 5 jobs and takes care of the homestead and
making miles of trails and cutting like over his lunch hour. I'll look out the window and he'll be like building a new deck and planting flowers and chopping wood all in the course of an hour. And I'm just like, I'm exhausted just watching him.
For sure. So Riverbend now is full force, full blown.
Yes.
And then kind of tell us about like some of the packages that you offer.
Yeah.
Like there's wedding photography, and then like a lot of people are like, do you do portraits? Do you do family settings? Like kind of tell us about like.
I do a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Well, not everything, but I'll do a little bit of a lot of things. My favorite things are obviously weddings and families. I love doing senior photos as well as like more stylized headshots. Just to really capture who who people are. Like that's what I'm all about, is just capturing your personality and your story and like your essence, not just clicking a picture. So if there's anything that's just like, when I have a family who wants to go out and just take those really thoughtful pictures, I don't do those really posed, like stiff, boring.
Yeah, for sure.
I like to capture who they are. And like, if your 3-year-old's acting up and being ornery, that's fine. Like, let him be ornery. You guys smile and look happy, and he'll be adorable. Yeah. And my wedding pictures obviously is where my passion is. It's what I've been in for 10 years now. But I like doing a little bit of everything, because it just makes it so that I don't get bored with it.
Breaks out the monotony.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I just have so much fun with all different sorts of things. As long as I can be creative with it, I'm there.
Yeah, it's all about the creativity.
Exactly.
Right? So let's talk about the creativity that you influx in your actual images, because, you know, what I've seen is a lot of photographers, they go out and they spend like an hour to 2 hours shooting, right?
Right.
And then they turn around and like you see the images and you're just like, well, I mean, I haven't used Photoshop in a while. That's why I have staff that does it for me. But I know that they didn't touch up those photos. They just basically exported the images and then just turned them over. So, I mean, like, I know, like, you have a philosophy about that. Like, why don't you tell us, like, what it is?
So, obviously, I try to get those pictures as beautiful as possible on the back of the camera, because it does make the rest of it more, like, just easy. It makes it flow better. But after that, I like to go in and really perfect every single image, whether it's a guy who's left keys in his pockets, leaving a little bit of an awkward bulge.
Yeah, that bulge.
We'll attach a picture.
Yeah.
You just got to push it back in place.
Yeah.
And it's a 5%, whether it's helping a dude who is uncomfortable with like the receding hairline, you just bring it down 5%. You don't make any real huge changes to them. You just perfect it, and you make them look at this picture so they're like, they see it and they're just in love with it.
Yeah, you're not Khloe Kardashian-ing it.
No, we're not doing the like giving you a new face. Yeah. If you want a new face, I can do that, but like that's not my style. I just try to give you like, I try to make the picture look at, how do I even explain that? I try to give you an image of what I'm actually seeing. Because when I see all my clients, like, I think they're all beautiful.
Right.
Sometimes you take a picture and it's not that perfect angle and you just want to like tweak it just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I do that.
It's like the double chin, right? Like I have a double chin. I like, it's just not that like it's 24/7, but like certain angles or like it just shows.
And
right?
a lot of times it's not even a double chin. It's like you're taking like a breath or something, and it just like gives you an angle that's not perfect.
A weird skin fold.
Yeah. And so like I'll just go in and just like push that back up.
Yeah.
And it just makes them so much more comfortable. They see these pictures, and like my theory is if your wife doesn't look good, your fiance doesn't look good, she's not going to share these pictures because like nobody wants to see it.
And they're going to be super upset that they spent all this money and then they didn't get any value out of it.
And if a dude takes a picture and it just makes him look like he does not have any hair, even though he's like really looks pretty good and like his beard is full, but there's like a little bit of a splotch right here. Like if you just fill that in a little bit, A, he's never going to know, but B, when he sees this picture, he's going to be like, dang, that's a good picture of me. And I want people to see this.
I killed it.
Yeah. Look at me now.
Yeah. Right. I have no problem sharing.
Daddy can grow a beard.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell my kids all the time when we used to take pictures, headshots, and be like, make sure you get my freaking double chin out. And they'd be like, what are you talking about? And I have to walk over and show them. They'd be like, oh, that's not a double chin. And I was like, yeah, because of the angle, homie.
My thing that I say, and I think it carries over from selling wedding dresses, it doesn't matter what I see. It matters what you see.
Correct.
It's your picture. Yeah. And so like everybody has those little things that they're going to pick apart about themselves. And so I'll sometimes, like if it's a client I feel really comfortable with, I'll be like, what is it that when you look at pictures you see and you're like, ooh, because like those are the things that I will pay special attention to, either getting the angle right that we're not seeing it in a picture, or if it comes out in a picture. Like I've had one of the most bizarre but most common things is like a forehead vein.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They'll be like, if you see the vein, can you just shop that out? Like, absolutely. I will 100% do it for you. Like, I have no problem. But it's more than that. Like, so many photographers right now, in addition to like not really using Photoshop to the maximum of its capabilities or whatever, they just like, they're buying these preset filters.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, make your own. Like, go in. If you take a picture, adjust all of those little things to really bring out like the beauty in that picture. You don't need to just like flop on this one that you bought from like a Facebook group, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, make your own, put your own touch.
Presets.
Yeah. Put your own spin on it. Make it your own work. And that's kind of what I do. I like to make it my own.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Your pictures just come out amazing.
Thank
I
you.
think one where, it was a couple and it was taken like, you know, during golden hour, but it really wasn't. It looked like golden hour, but it had a different flair to it, like a little bit more of the orange and the reds mixed into it. So
I love to bring out those just like that warmth and those just like kind of moody vibes that you just like you see and you're just like, I want, like, that's relationship goals.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
Yeah, they look so in love. So I mean, it was phenomenal for us in the video world. Reds and oranges are horrible, but in your pictures, I'm like, oh, that's gangster. So
I try not to go too red, like those oranges where like the skin tones are straight up. But once in a while, in those golden hours or those sunset shots, like I'll change it so that it won't have it. I'm like, oh, but I want it back.
Yeah, for sure. So as we are now going into 2021, what's gonna happen with you in 2021? Well, besides the baby.
I want to do more weddings and just focusing on like giving my clients that entire experience, from helping them with their vendors. Cause being in the wedding industry for 10 years, I know like all the vendors in central Iowa.
Correct. Yeah.
Helping them create that perfect team that's going to give them that look that they want. And then just working closely with them throughout the entire day. And then afterwards to really help just cement that memory and give them those perfect pictures that they've been dreaming of. Also doing more family shoots. Like I absolutely love working with the kids and the families and just like capturing the personalities behind it. It lets me be creative and have fun with it. And then just growing the Oasis, just making this beautiful spot that families and like friends and bachelorette parties and bachelor parties can come out and just like have a place to go explore and have fun and like play in a river. I don't care.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Well, I think that some of it is that there's lots of like cool little places like in the Des Moines metro area for that, like baby showers, wedding showers, bridal showers, whatever you want to call it. Right. But you have to like, you're kind of stuck. You have to like spend extra money because you have to pay for their food, their beverages and stuff like that. So I really think that there's a market open for people just wanting a venue to where they can just do it themselves.
And we're in the middle of nowhere. You can do whatever you want out there. It's amazing.
6 feet is good.
You get like half a mile.
Yeah. There's a half mile between me and the next person.
It's true. It's great.
Yeah, for sure. So, and Stratford's just really 45 minutes north of Des Moines.
It's probably about an hour just because you have to go back over that way. But it's an easy drive up and it's amazing because you go out there and in Des Moines, there's all those outdoor places and you go and they're still crowded. You still see a lot of people.
Yeah.
But up there, it's literally just you and nature. It's awesome because you don't see anybody. It's honestly what drew me to it for photography because I don't have to work around other people.
Yes.
We had 8 acres of sunflowers in my backyard that they planted. And so we would go back there.
That's amazing.
It was fantastic. And the entire time I didn't see another person there ever.
Yeah. How long do those sunflowers usually stay for?
They would stay up for they looked really, really great for a little over a month.
Okay.
And then they started to wilt a little bit.
Right,
and now
because of the heat?
Yep. The heat and the dryness. I think if they were like actually had more rain during those months, it would have been better. But
so if I wanted to take pictures with the sunflowers, what month would you recommend is like prime optimal?
Yeah, for us where we were at, they were really beautiful at the end of July.
Okay.
Up until like middle August.
Yeah.
But I think if it was more wet, this year kind of dried out during that time.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they would have lasted longer.
Okay.
The rest of our wildflowers that we watered were like incredible the entire time.
So if you guys need family
year.
pictures, think about July, August with Kayse at her place.
Or if you want fall pictures, like October, November are going to be incredible because we have all these amazing like maple. It's 15 acres of just wooded land down on the one direction and then just 8 acres of beautiful flowers in the other.
Yeah, you can't beat that. You can't beat nature at its finest.
Nature.
Yeah. So if I'm somebody that's watching this podcast right now, What is the best way to get in touch with you, and how far out are you booked?
So right now I'm booked out for family pictures until the middle of October.
Okay.
But really, if you want family pictures and you reach out to me, I'm pretty good at like making it work if you're able to work with me on some weeknights and everything. But for weddings, I'm booking my 2021 weddings right now. My rest of 2020 is completely full, which I'm super stoked for.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then
I'll quit referring you on the
you can
Facebook.
still refer me because I like
well,
it.
for this year, so
Yeah. You can still do it.
okay, I will.
But yeah, just honestly, I'm pretty flexible with people, and even if like, I don't do a lot, I kind of hang out at my house a whole lot. So with the exception of doing my photo shoots here and there, which I'm like, okay, I'm booked, and then somebody will be like, hey, Casey, I want to do a shoot with you. I'm like, twist my arm.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I do that a lot too. Well, I can't really make it, and then I have small slivers of time that I can work you in.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. And honestly, we can get so much done in 45 minutes with the family, and it's like.
Is that generally like how long it takes for a family shoot?
When I do families with the smaller kids, I usually try to stick to my half session, which is 45 minutes, because after that they're done. They don't want to be there. You're not gonna. I mean, you'll probably get some good pictures here and there, but that's when like mom and dad start stressing out.
Right.
So I try to do that for the hour and a half for seniors and for bigger families. So I'll do like huge group families where you'll have like 2 or 3 extended families.
Okay.
Those ones I usually do for an hour and a half.
Okay.
And we'll take some individual families and then the big group families.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So your website is the best way to get in touch with you?
Get in touch with me. Either one honestly works
Okay.
great. Facebook has, obviously, you can send me a direct message, or my website, you can send the contact me or book appointments or book a session there.
Okay. And then do you have pricing on your Facebook, or is it just basically?
I have pricing on my website.
Okay.
So if you want it, my half session, which is like a typical family, is $260. It's still really affordable because
that's cheap.
It's cheap. It's because I'm newer and I have an amazing portfolio, but until I'm open for about a year, I want to keep it affordable, and then my prices will go up. So my prices are going up this fall.
Okay.
But
this fall or next fall?
Yep. But I mean, anything booked out after October is still going to have, if you book it now, you're still going to lock in my current prices. So
Got it.
book now for next year.
Book now for next year at your current pricing.
Exactly.
Okay. Hear that, guys? Better take advantage of it.
Tips and tricks.
Well, Casey, thanks for coming on our show. We appreciate the time that you gave us. I guess before we go, is there anything else that you feel like is a good tip or trick for families, for future brides, or even ladies that have already been married and they want to redo their pictures?
Yeah, just honestly reach out to the photographer, preferably me,
but
whoever you're working with, and really work closely with them to establish the styles that they go for. Look at their current portfolio, and if it's not the style you want, find somebody who is, because honestly, I have a very kind of set way that I like to edit the way my pictures look.
Yeah. I know you totally take your time on editing.
Yeah. And they're more stylized. And I know that's not for everybody.
Right.
But if that's what you're looking for and you go with me, you're going to be happy. Whereas if you want somebody who does work like mine and you go with somebody who doesn't really edit, I just want my clients to be happy, and I want everybody to love the pictures that they've taken. So go with somebody whose style, whose portfolio looks like what you're looking for. And that will give you the best results possible.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my tip. Number 1.
All right. Well, check out Casey at the Riverbend Collective. We're going to put that up on the screen. And then if you can't figure out where she's at, you can always check her out on our website. She's listed on our team page. And we'll totally hook you up with Casey for anything that you need photography wise.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you being on.